This is week 4. Thank you for joining us again. This is very exciting because now I'm starting to get emails from everyone telling me that they've listened, they've watched, and obviously some words of wisdom are coming through me. I'm only a vessel, I'm only a channel, so I am happy to hear that you're able to use the words that I am speaking and put them in your own life. I have wisdom, but the wisdom comes from God. It comes from the people that have gone before me. Which leads me to what I want to talk about today. I know we were going to talk about the holidays, and we were going to talk about how stressful the holidays could be, and what a time for stress. I mean, it's capital S this time of year, let alone 2008 with so much on the horizon. But I want to talk today about my Aunt Jo. My Aunt Jo was like the greatest lady that God ever created. She was a wonderful woman. And I was going through my drawer today and I saw this little prayer book that she had. And every day she would read these prayers, and she left this little prayer book to me. And as I was sitting reading the prayers, I noticed that on the bottom of each prayer it said indulgence, plenary indulgence. So I had to Google it. Now it's 2008, so I have to Google to remember what it all meant. And when I was raised Catholic, I was raised in a Catholic church, I was raised by the nuns. We were raised that if you committed a sin, you were going to go to purgatory. It was pretty scary as a child to believe that. But if you said these prayers, you could get out of jail quicker. And if you said a certain prayer, this plenary indulgence would wipe the slate clean, which I thought that was really pretty cool as a child. Now bring it up to 2008, we don't do that anymore, and I don't know why the Catholic Church got away from that. But I was thinking today, wouldn't it be cool if we all had the ability to do that? If we could say a prayer that would wipe out all the evil thoughts that we had, all the evil that we sent to somebody else. You know, when we take the poison pill over somebody else, what happens? We get upset. We send them negative vibes, but we get upset too. So wouldn't it be great to go back to the basics? Pull out our prayer books from when we were children and say a prayer. Say a prayer for the people that have hurt us, that have offended us. And for whatever reason this time of year, our feelings are right on our shoulders. We're very vulnerable this time of year. And I've never been able to figure that out, and I probably never will be able to. But let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to forgiving ourselves, forgiving each other, and let's go back to praying. Because through prayer comes unbelievable strength. Even reading this prayer book today gave me strength that I needed. I had a woman this week who is a very good friend of mine, works at a customer, and she was laid off. And I had heard about it. I was very upset when I heard about it. And I called her up and I said, "Oh God, this is just horrible news. I'm so sorry to hear this." And she responded by saying, "It is not horrible news. I would be dishonoring God if I thought it was horrible news. Everything in my life is good, Carolyn. And even though it may appear to people that it's not good, my God is a good God. My God brought me that job. My God brought so many wonderful opportunities to me through that position. So don't ever be upset. Don't ever fear that, you know, something bad has happened. All God's acts are good and positive and whole." When I got off the phone, I thought, whoa, I called her to cheer her up, and really she had cheered me up. So what's the lesson this week? Let's go back. Let's go back to the basics. Let's pray. Let's ask for God's guidance. Let's not live in fear. If we're running from fear, fear is going to always be chasing us. We need to face it. We need together as an American people, as a world, look fear straight in the eye and say, you know what, it's not going to happen. But how's that strength going to come? Let's go back to the resources as children. I know my mother, if I couldn't sleep at night, my mother would say, pray the rosary. If something happened, my aunts would say a prayer. And I don't think we can ever, ever, ever forget what brought us to where we're at. We're going to get through this. We will all get through this. But this is a time of test. This is a time of our faith. And let's all be like my customer and say, it is a dishonor to our Creator to say that we are fearful of the future. How empowering that is. How the devil must hate that when we feel that way. So let's have a great week. Let's pull out our prayer books. You may have to look for your aunts or your mom or your dad's. Pull it out and let me know what happens to you once you pray again. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Namaste.